Hey guys, welcome to lesson 6. We are going to learn how to master our emotions. Mastering our emotions is really important for self-development for the reasons that I wrote in my post. When I make these videos, it's because I see an opportunity to give you guys a visual of what we're talking about. Some people are visual learners, some people are audio learners, so I think it's really important to try to give you both during this course. If you guys saw the video of Prince E talking about forgiveness, he talked about how it's really important to be able to step into other people's shoes in order to forgive. It's the process of not only stepping into somebody else's shoes, but also being able to feel and see what they're feeling. This is called empathy. If people had more empathy in this world, our world would be a different place. It would be a very loving place. It's crucial for our development. So in Prince E's video, he held up a shoe. But I'm going to go into more detail about this. Here is a water bottle. This water bottle represents 2 points of view. This is your point of view, and this is my point of view. So something happened, and we both made it mean something. We both experienced it differently. So just because you see it this way doesn't mean you're right. And just because I see it this way doesn't mean that I'm right. When you really understand, we all grew up differently, different values, different experiences. So that's how this was created. That's why we're all unique. So it doesn't make any sense to argue with me that this is how life is. I know, it's unfortunate because we want people to see things the way that we see them, but it's just not realistic. It's not reality. What's reality is this, that blank slate. But that's unfortunately not how human beings are wired. I mean, think about how that feels. This is your point of view. And I'm going to tell you, no, you're wrong. You're wrong because I see the word electrolytes. It's just nothing but words on this side. And then you say something like, no, it's just Fiji. It's just the word Fiji. And there's a pink flower. That's how life is. And I say, no, that's not how life is. Life is electrolytes. And so you can see when we keep going back and forth, nothing gets resolved. And that's when we end up creating a lot of resentment and guilt and anger with each other. And that's when empathy comes in. We may not have the same perception or have the same point of view, but when we have empathy, we can see it for the other person and feel what the other person is feeling. I'm going to step into your shoes now. Oh, I understand that you feel that way because you see Fiji and you see a pink flower. I get it. And I understand. I understand where you're coming from. When you do that, that's when you create connection with somebody. When you're able to literally step into the other person's shoes. To step into somebody else's shoes, not only does that person feel heard, but they don't feel crazy anymore. That's the thing, is we always make each other feel like we're crazy for feeling a certain way. But we're not. We just have to feel our emotions, and we have to be aware of them so we don't project it onto other people. And dwelling in that negativity is just not worth it. It's not worth being right, because nobody's right. It takes two to tango, man. It just does. I know we don't like hearing that, but it does. It's something that I'm still working on too. I'm working on it all the time. And then especially when you're in a relationship, we always want to be right. It's so annoying. So stepping into somebody else's shoes is really, really important. And it's the most humble and loving thing that you can do for another human being. Another thing that I want to talk about is just that importance of meditation. In the video about stories, I had 2 circles here. One represented the big self, and the big self is full of compassion and empathy, love, fearlessness. And then we have the small self, the ego. The ego is full of story with resentment, guilt, jealousy, all of those emotions. What happens when you meditate is you start creating this space in between the event and your reaction. You either make it mean something or you just react. Say things that you don't mean. Say really mean things. Or you just punch someone in the face. So this is what meditation creates. It creates that space in between where we can stop and think about our actions. It's really important to meditate. So that's what I have for you today. Keep up with the good work, and I will see you next time. Peace out.